If there's one thing every portable gaming setup needs, it's a monitor. And this portable OLED display from INNOCN might be the perfect companion if you're someone who finds themselves gaming on the go and in need of a display bigger than the standard 7-inch display found on most handhelds. But what makes the 15A1F so special? Well, it's certainly not the name, but it's actually something more subtle, something I haven't seen on any other portable display. So what is it? But before we dive into that, I do want to mention that INNOCN did send this monitor over for us for review, but no money changed hands. This video is not sponsored by INNOCN, or anyone for that matter, and INNOCN did not get to see this video before it was uploaded. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Right off the bat, in the box, you get, of course, the monitor, a simple yet sleek magnetic kickstand that snaps onto the back of the display, a power brick, a power-only USB-C cable, and a display or data-only USB-C cable. You also get a mini HDMI to HDMI cable, which we'll touch on more in a bit. I was actually quite pleased with what was included, as it came with everything you'd need in order to plug it into almost any device you'd plan to use it with, which in today's world of including less in the box was greatly appreciated. Now, we talk a lot about user experience on this channel, and I think the 15A1F is an interesting example of how hardware design can completely change your perception of what otherwise would be just an ordinary monitor. So let's start there. The 15A1F is a 15.6-inch OLED display coming in at 1080p and 60 Hz. It's got a glass front and decently thin bezels all around, minus the chin, which you could argue is a bit thick, but never bothered me when using it. Accompanying that is the all-aluminum unibody chassis that wraps around the entire display. This, surprisingly enough, is what I think makes the 15A1F unique. Most portable monitors feel like monitors. They're usually oddly shaped and not really designed to be handled short of taking them out and setting them up. But this is different. This is the first time I've seen a portable monitor that, if you didn't know any better, looks and feels like a tablet. Yeah, you know, like how iPads have those flat rounded edges. This is almost exactly like that. This means when you hold the 15A1F, your brain subconsciously says, this is a tablet. And as a result, it makes handling it a lot more comfortable and natural. Of course, it is just a monitor, so it doesn't have a touchscreen or any sort of operating system, but otherwise, it's basically the same design. Even the buttons are arranged just like a tablet. And this ultimately makes using the 15A1F a great experience, not to mention really easy to travel with. I had no issues sliding this into my backpack along with my laptop and other daily carry items, which I think is a must for something that claims to be portable. Well, I'm happy to say that the 15A1F is easily one of the most portable monitors I've ever used, and it's mostly thanks to this tablet-like design. As far as setting it up, you have a couple different options thanks to the magnetic kickstand, which, might I add, is way more preferred than the folio cases I've seen other portable monitors come with. This means you can attach it in whichever orientation you prefer, whether vertical or horizontal, and adjust the angle however you like. To be honest, having the option to use it as a vertical monitor is super useful, especially if you plan to use this as a second display to show full screen documents, Slack messages, and so on. From there, you can either plug the display into power and use the HDMI cable to plug it into a normal system, or even your camera, which came in clutch for a recent video project. All right, just want to add in a little section here. I'm working on another project, a little unboxing here, and I just want to show you guys how useful this INNOCN monitor actually can be. Comes with the mini HDMI to full HDMI, so I just got plugged into my FX3 right here, and normally I'd have to try to do the unboxing while looking up at the screen and kind of hoping for the best. So yeah, even if you're not using this for gaming or any of that sort of thing, it's a great monitor for filming stuff. So that's great. Or you can just use the included USB-C data cable and connect it to your handheld or laptop, so long as it supports display over USB-C. Keep in mind, this particular model does not have an internal battery, but can be easily powered by an external power bank like this one from Anker, but isn't necessary if you plan to run the monitor directly through USB-C. Right off the bat, the display looks great. All things you could want from an OLED are present, meaning you've got great color contrast and inky blacks and even HDR as long as you use the included HDMI cable. That being said, the peak brightness is only 400 nits, so it doesn't really give off the same effect as a true HDR display, in my opinion. I'd just leave HDR off, as OLED displays naturally have an HDR effect to them given how the individual LEDs turn on and off, giving you essentially the impression of HDR without having to actually enable it. Outside that though, the factory color and contrast settings were totally fine in my opinion. But if you do feel the need to make some adjustments, the on-screen display settings are super simple and easy to navigate. As far as usability, I found it was plenty bright for both gaming at night and using during the day in the office with moderate amounts of indirect sunlight. As I mentioned before, this model is 60 Hz, which may be a deal breaker for some of you. INNOCN claims that 60 Hz on an OLED panel is the equivalent to 90 Hz on an LCD panel, but I'm not sure I really buy into that, because after looking at this side by side with some of my other higher refresh rate monitors, you can definitely tell that this thing is 60 Hz. That's not to say it completely kills the experience, it's just something to take note of, especially if you plan to use this alongside a higher refresh rate monitor. But overall, the panel on the 15A1F, in my experience, was exactly what I'd expect from a simple 1080p OLED panel. Nothing more, nothing less. But what about gaming? Gaming on the 15A1F was overall a solid experience. I spent most, if not all, my time using it with my Ally X, and I found it to be the perfect companion for handheld gaming. The small body made it easy to bring with me, and the magnetic kickstand made it easy to plop on a table. Not only that, but since you can run it with a single USB-C cable, setup was literally a one-cable process, making it extremely accessible in almost any location. A true mark of a truly portable display, and easily one of my favorite things about it. No dongles, no extra power cables, nothing. Just one cable and boom, big OLED gaming goodness. And while I'll admit that 1080p is about the upper limit for a 15.6-inch display, it still looked great, especially for games I already had tuned for 1080p on the Ally. This meant I didn't need to worry about adjusting all my settings to adjust to the display resolution because the Ally X already has a 1080p display, and quite frankly, the experience should be similar even with the likes of a Steam Deck, as most handhelds target that 1080p resolution for gaming anyway. Or if you're like me, you can just run your favorite games through GeForce Now and save yourself the trouble altogether and let NVIDIA do all the heavy lifting. Honestly, I just used my Ally X more or less as a glorified controller to play my games, and it worked great for that. This might be the ultimate hotel travel gaming setup for those of you who like to bring their games on the go. Now, INNOCN claims that it has a 1 millisecond response time, which, be that as it may, was something I'd never particularly felt or noticed. And as long as you're playing single-player games anyway, you'll never notice one way or the other. Now, I do want to mention that the footage you see here may appear as though there's input latency. A lot of you have fussed at me in the past about how you can see so much input latency, but I promise you it's due to the camera's frame rate, the frame rate on the display itself, and the actual joystick curve set in the game. So you're just gonna have to trust me that the latency cannot be felt, rather is more of a factor of the way recording it works. Trust me, I'm not a psychopath. I wouldn't play on something like this if the latency was actually as delayed as it seems, but there's no way for me to make it look less delayed without using some sort of tool that measures the latency on screen. That being said, if you are using something like GeForce Now, there is potential for there to be additional input latency added on top of the display. So I really only recommend single player games for something like this rather than anything competitive or PvP based. I did try gaming using a keyboard and mouse, but at that rate, you're better off using something else, like the display on your laptop or your existing computer. This monitor is definitely not ideal for multiplayer games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, or any of those esports titles where higher refresh rate really is necessary, but that kind of goes without saying. So to summarize, the 15A1F, in my opinion, is a great option for those looking for a bigger display to play their handheld games, especially while on the go. It's limited to 1080p and 60 Hz, but it didn't hurt the gaming experience so long as you stick to single-player titles. And since it can be used via a single USB-C cable, you can easily connect it to any device that supports display out over USB-C, removing the need for the power brick and an extra HDMI cable. However, speaking of that, if you power the monitor separate from your device, it will say your device is charging, but the power delivery isn't enough to actually charge whatever you plug into it, especially a handheld. So don't expect to power both your monitor and your handheld through the monitor itself on the included power brick. You'll definitely want to connect your handheld separately if you plan to use it for an extended period of time. Okay, so gaming is pretty solid, but can you use it for anything else? Well, I brought it with me to the office to use with my MacBook and found it was actually pretty useful. INNOCN claims this display covers 100% of the DCI P3 color space and supports 10-bit color, technically making it suitable for professional color work. And after using it for just that, I would say you could definitely use this for video or photo editing, though this is where the 1080p aspect of the display really starts to become a glaring issue. And by issue, I just mean noticeable. I think 15.6 inches is right at the edge of where I'd be willing to accept 1080p. But in a world where most displays this size are now 1440p or higher, it was definitely noticeable when sitting next to my MacBook display. So while I would say it's usable for editing and productivity, it's certainly not the best choice, especially given INNOCN themselves have a 4K version, which maybe we'll take a look at next. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a review on that one too. Not only that, but this is also where you start to notice the 16:9 aspect ratio. Nowadays, most laptop displays are moving to 16:10 as it allows for more height when stacking two windows side by side, something a lot of people use a second monitor for. And unfortunately, the 15A1F is 16:9, making it great for things like watching movies and playing games, but not so great when trying to view multiple windows side by side. One other thing I noticed is a bit of jelly scroll when viewing text. It's not super noticeable, but if you're sensitive to it, you'll probably see a bit of that on this display as well, so I don't necessarily recommend using this for reading documents. So who is this monitor for? Well, first of all, I feel like this monitor doesn't really know what it wants to be. INNOCN markets it as a gaming monitor, but then you look at the specs and it's missing a few of the things that are hallmarks for gaming monitors. On the flip side, it's also missing some of the things that would make it a stellar productivity monitor. So what exactly is it? To be honest, I'm not sure I have the answer to that, but despite all that, I'd say this is still a great little monitor for someone who often travels with a gaming handheld and is looking for something thin and light enough to slip into a backpack that doesn't need a ton of extra cables. It's easy to set up, looks absolutely stunning when compared to most handheld displays, and won't force you to have to reconfigure all your graphics settings in order to use it. Not only that, but because it looks and feels like a tablet, you won't ever have an issue carrying it with you, even if by hand. This makes it great for setting up in a hotel, a friend's house, or even a LAN event like DreamHack. You'd be surprised how many people bring their handhelds to LANs these days, and portable monitors like this make that possible and super easy. And while it's not the greatest, you can still use it with your laptop as a solid second display when you need it. But then there's the price. This is where I think the 15A1F completely falls apart. The list price for this monitor is somehow $319. Now, it's currently $180 on Amazon, which is much more reasonable, but I can't guarantee it'll stay that way, and I just can't recommend this monitor knowing it may not always be offered below $200. At the end of the day, I still think the 15A1F is a great portable monitor. It absolutely nails the mark at looking and feeling portable while also providing a solid OLED experience that, while limited, makes the perfect companion for a gaming handheld. So if you can get it for under $200, then I think it's a solid buy. Otherwise, maybe look elsewhere. Also, side note, while I didn't have any issues with this monitor, I did notice that my kickstand developed some play after about a week of use, which was a bit of a letdown given it started as such a strong point for this monitor. It still works totally fine, it just has a little bit of play that wasn't there before. A small thing, but something worth noting, especially once you start approaching the $200 to $300 price range. But that's gonna be it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and as always, make sure to subscribe to see more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. Look at it! If I didn't tell you, you would think this is some sort of like drawing tablet or something. That's it. That's to me, that's the selling point. Oh yeah, it has speakers like an iPad on both sides, but they're kind of trash, which is kind of like, I was gonna write that in here, but then I was like, no one's buying this for the speakers. The only portable device with good speakers, or the only tablet device with good speakers, is the iPad Pro, and it's not even close. And sadly, while this looks like the speakers on an iPad Pro, they are far from the speakers on an iPad Pro. So yeah, don't use the speakers on the INNOCN 15A1F.